Ah, Facebook. What have you done to yourself? You used to be cool. What a great way to connect with friends and family you once were. Where did you go wrong? I doubt you could answer that question because you're so stuck in your own little bubble, you likely don't even know. That, or you're scared to admit the truth. Yeah, I'm sure you'll point to the Cambridge Analytica scandal as some sort of scapegoat, but you were dying well and truly before that happened. Maybe it was the Russians. How about fake news? Blame them all, Zuckerberg. Blame everyone but yourself and your own immorality and arrogance. Sold as a way to connect family and friends, as a platform for everyone, the truth is Facebook sucks in every way. It's a terrible site that's done little good for the world and needs to go the way of the dodo. Once we all joined and were locked in, they decided the site wasn't actually for everyone. They decided unless you had a left-wing view, they didn't want you. They decided calling non-left views fake news was somehow a good business strategy. They decided a good way to encourage people to use their site was to algorithmically demote pages considered not newsworthy, or something along those lines, all while promoting sites that pushed leftist narratives. A smart businessman would tell you alienating a big part of your customer base is a bad idea. Yet, Mark Zuckerberg uses it as a business model. He uses it as a way to virtue signal to advertisers and the left. To him I'll ask, who are you going to sell ads to when nobody uses your site? When every last conservative has left and all you have is a boring leftist echo chamber, what sane advertiser will pay you money to promote their products then? When you're in the business of human communication and you use your position to stop the communication of people you disagree with, you are a bad person. End of discussion. You are petty and manipulative, and you don't deserve your position or privilege. The death of Facebook is the best kind of justice. Poetic justice. Zuckerberg deserves everything he's getting. He sold his soul for power, then abused that power. It's the greatest thing in the world to watch his reputation turn to mush. Here's hoping the death of Facebook sends the fear of God into other social media platforms. You cannot act dishonestly and survive. There will always be competing products. Minds continues to grow as Facebook dies and censors. Gab grows as Twitter does the same. And YouTube leaks viewers and content creators to BitChute and other sites with every baseless community guidelines strike. The message is simple and as crystal clear as it gets. Respect your users or suffer the consequences. It's just that simple. Most people don't like to be treated as mugs or children, unless they actually are a child, in which case they usually want to be treated as grown up as possible, and you may need to supply ice cream. I can't imagine other big tech will take the Facebook example to heart, for the same reason Zuckerberg likely has no idea why his site sucks. They are addicted to advertising dollars, and those advertisers set the agenda. If enough advertisers demand censorship of certain content, big tech are unlikely to put up a fight, so long as they are censoring non-left accounts, of course. I doubt they'll get the memo. Am I against advertising? Of course not. There is nothing moral or immoral about advertising, and you can skip the online ads anyway. Problems arise when you allow advertisers to dictate the terms of your business rather than offer a product and tell them to take it or leave it. The answer to advertisers pulling money from your platform for political reasons is to point their asses to the door. The users are far more important than all advertising money combined. Without advertisers, you miss out on one revenue stream. Without users, you have no business at all. I know what I'd prefer, that's for sure. When your product is human communication, it's not a good strategy to stop said communication. I would have thought this was obvious. Apparently not in Silicon Valley. In that ghastly corner of hell, not only is it good strategy to stop people speaking, but according to them, it's the right thing to do. How could anyone in their right mind possibly think running a censored social media platform was a good long-term strategy? The next time your kid wants to set up a lemonade stand, tell them they can, but they aren't allowed to use lemons. They'd rightly call you silly and ask the obvious question, how can I set up a lemonade stand without using lemons to make lemonade? You can then tell them it's your front yard, you can do what you want. When big tech censor half their user base, they are essentially trying to sell lemonade without lemons. Some poor soul may pay for a glass of ice water out of pity, but they'll quickly move on and likely laugh about it with their friends. Big tech may hold a monopoly for now, but that won't last forever. Either a competitor will take their place, or they will invite state regulation. Facebook's fall should be a warning to the tech world. Don't abuse your user base, and don't ever think you're too big to fail. If you abuse users, you destroy your platform. How many people watching this video have received a 30-day Facebook suspension for some innocuous comment or post? Worse, for stating facts that go against the left-wing groupthink. A stint in Facebook jail means you can't post, you can't comment, and you can't even use the Messenger app, the only useful part of the platform. What did they think would happen? That people would just sit in the naughty corner patiently waiting for their timeout to end? How wonderfully naive. A typical narrow leftist strategy that fails to consider human nature. Western people don't like to be told to shut up. It's something we hate most of all. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if this was a trait amongst most cultures. It's just that some cultures have beaten people into submission, both literally and figuratively. This is why freedom of speech is so important. Without free speech, there is only violence and abuse. That's because denying people the right to speak their mind is abuse, in and of itself. Denying individuals their voice is to take away what makes them human. It's essentially placing them below you in the most obvious and dramatic way possible. To know who rules you, simply find out who you cannot criticize, as Voltaire once said. Those deciding whom you cannot criticize are the ones who rule you. When Facebook and other social media companies dictate what opinions are acceptable, they are declaring lordship over you. They declare themselves the masters and their users mere subjects or slaves. In doing so, they drive people off their sites. If you're going to claim the crown, you better be prepared for challenges. You also need to be prepared for people to reject your claim entirely. Facebook may survive its current death spiral, but I just don't see how. What value does it offer? What can we get on Facebook that we can't get elsewhere with a lot less censorship and abuse? Minds is an open source platform and is dedicated to free speech. It has its own monetization system through boosts and wires. You can run video, post blogs, set up groups, and do all the things Facebook allows. Only Minds does it better and genuinely respects its users. It's all the benefits of Facebook with only one drawback. It doesn't yet have a large user base. Although I doubt this will last long as Minds is growing rapidly. People have woken up to the abuses of Facebook and its genuinely destructive nature. They will move to alternatives. The self-absorbed have already moved to Instagram, a Facebook subsidiary, where they post selfies for likes. The strangest kind of prostitution in human history, in my opinion. I removed myself from Facebook months ago, leaving my account open for family to use pictures, but that's now done. I deleted my account, but not before downloading every picture and video. I now have a real-life photo album and can safely say it's far more valuable to me than Facebook ever was. There is no need for Facebook. It serves no function. It offers no value. They treat users as data cattle sold to the highest bidder, abusing their God-given rights in the process. Good riddance to you, Facebook. Goodbye. I hope you enjoy the scrap heap of history where you belong. I genuinely look forward to the documentaries. I even have a working title. How the world's biggest social network shot itself in the foot repeatedly, then blamed Russia. Zuckerberg enjoyed a meteoric rise. He now gets to enjoy his fall from grace. He may not go broke anytime soon, which is unfortunate, but no longer will he wield the power and influence he once did. He will forever be viewed negatively, and rightly so. He truly is a terrible human being. Future generations will look back and shake their heads at all of us for trusting people so unworthy. You used to be cool, Facebook, but that was an illusion, and now the veil has dropped, revealing ugliness once covered. The makeup has worn out. It's the morning after, and it's time to leave, and you certainly won't be getting a real number. Delete your Facebook, everyone. Delete it now, and never ever open the page again if you can help it. The sooner we all move, the sooner it dies, and that day cannot come soon enough.